If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my God above for living here today. The flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Hi guys, so I'm going live this morning to clear up some things or to discuss some things. It was kind of last minute, so I don't expect anybody to jump on right now. I need to make sure that, okay, my comments are on. Okay, so good morning. Wow. Everybody got woke up to a lot of emails and a lot of messages, Facebook posts, this viral TikTok thing that's going on. So I want to sit here and I want to talk about this a little bit. I agree that we cannot live in fear. I agree that the longer that we play into this craziness, it's going to continue. My first thought as a parent was, don't send your kids to school today. That was my first thought. Then my second, third, and fourth thought were, do we teach our kids, do we teach our children to be scared to have an education? Do we teach them to be scared to go outdoors and play with their friends? Do we teach them to live in fear? Is it a viable threat? Maybe, maybe not. A lot of them have said, a lot of law enforcement has said that there's no viable threat that they can see, but that also doesn't mean something's not going to pop off. So how do we handle situations like this? What do we do? You've got a lot of parents that are already on edge who, with the whole CRT thing, the sex ed thing, and this, and it just seems to be like a tumbleweed effect with everything that's going wrong. And if we buy into that tumbleweed effect, if we stay home, cower down, and just not live our lives, then what kind of life is that? So to the parents that want to keep their kids home, that is definitely your right. I can't say that I wouldn't do it if I didn't still have school-age children. So with that being said, I want to apologize. I'm just getting moving this morning. So with that being said, I want to also look at the other side of this. There are a lot of parents that are teaching their children different tactics and what to look for and safety protocols and precautions. That's a good thing, to educate our children, to make them aware, but under no circumstances do I think any child should be scared to go to school. This is winter break. We're coming up on Christmas and New Year's, and we're having to deal with all of these agendas that are being either pushed, thrown, or, just directed our way. There's a lot of things that are really just scary. It's scary. The world that I'm 44 years old, and the world that we live in now is not the world that we lived in then. And a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are going haywire. When parents wake up to messages that say, hey, there's this viral United States threat that's going around on TikTok, and they're going to blow up all the schools, or, active shooters, it's a scary thought because of what's already happened. So a lot of parents look and see and say, well, this, and this happened, and nobody did anything about it. Well, again, there's that fear and there's that caution. So my advice to the parents out there would be this: try to create normalcy with your children. Try to make them aware. Sit them down, say, look, this is what you do in this situation. This is what you do in this situation. Because the only way that we're going to take back our world and take back our state, as far as Illinois is concerned, is to not live in fear and to not let fear override how we live our lives. And we have to look at that aspect. And by no means am I telling you don't keep your kids home if that's where you feel, if the kids are freaking out. And I've got several messages on my messenger saying, hey, my kids are freaking out. What do I do? If they're that upset about it, sit down and talk with them and make them understand, okay, if you want to stay home and you feel safe, we're here, fine. But understand that we can't live like this. And if we give into fear each and every time, then we fear life itself. So, and that's not a good thing. That's not a good way to live. I worry a lot. I have grandkids. All my kids are grown, but I have grandkids, and I worry about them. And just like everybody else worries about their kids and their grandkids. We're tired of these agendas being pushed through. We're tired of our world being turned upside down. Our kids can't even go outside in fear of, something breaking out or down. And that's not how we're meant to live. And we're meant to live to love thy neighbor and to have barbecues and to, the everyday American life that we were so accustomed to, unfortunately, has been taken over by people that hate a lot of things and are very angry about different things. And every time there's a case, whether it be the George Floyd case or the Jussie Smollett case or any of it, Kyle Rittenhouse, it always brings the other side of it. It always brings the bad side to it. So you have to understand that if we would just come together and stand together and unite together, then it would be a little harder for them to push that agenda. And again, with the whole school shooting thing or school bombing thing across the United States, I'm definitely not making light of it at all. Again, if I had school-age children, I'm going to be real honest, I'd probably say, nah, you're not going today. But at the same time, again, there are parents out there, they're like, no, my kid's not living in fear. I don't want them to live like that. And that's okay too. That's okay as long as they're educated. I called my best friend and she said, I'm sending my daughter to school. And I said, okay, you sit her down before you go to school and you tell her what to do. And you tell her very specifically, keep your phone on silent so nobody hears if something were to pop off. You have to be proactive. You have to be smart about this, guys. And, I think the best way is just don't let fear get to you and try to be careful. A lot of parents don't want to even take the chance, and then that's okay. And they shouldn't be condemned on social media for making that choice with their child. But everybody has a choice to make with their children. And we all have to band together. We all have to stand together, and we all have to stay safe. And if we stay safe, then we stay vigilant and smart. If we stay proactive about what to look for with a school shooter, or and it's so unpredictable. That's a sad thing, is it's so unpredictable nowadays because you don't know who's doing what. For half the towns, the police can't even do their job anymore. So yes, our world's being turned upside down, and yes, we're all kind of just standing there like, what now? The last thing parents wanted to wake up to this morning was this threat. So, emails went out yesterday, I believe, maybe the day before, or yesterday and today, but a lot of the law enforcement are responding appropriately, the best they can, and they're taking it seriously. They're not taking it lightly. None of the law enforcement that I'm aware of is taking this lightly. So we need to be proactive about this. We need to be smart about this. And just educate your kids. That's the best I can say. If you want to keep them home, keep them home. If you don't and you want them to go, and some have finals today, some have, tests today, let them go take it. I hear it's half a day anyway. It's like my best friend said that hers are getting out at like 10 o'clock or something like that, 10 or 12. So it's not a full day, and to be active and proactive and, listen, pay attention to your surroundings and know what to do when you get in that situation. And it's scary for kids because they don't know. They freak out. They're children. And it's very sad to me that our children have to even worry about this. The most our children need to worry about going to school is whether they're going to pass or fail a test, or if they have their homework done. Those need to be their worries, not this. Not, oh my God, is there going to be an active shooter or a bomb going off in my school today? That shouldn't have to cross their minds. But unfortunately, because some idiots want to take to TikTok and scare the world, this is what they're worried about. And you cannot worry about that. You have to worry, but you have to be cautious. So with that being said, everybody stay safe today. If you keep your kids home, more power to you. If you don't, just make sure they're educated. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm not trying to say, oh my gosh, let's hurry, let's dig a hole, let's bury ourselves. That's not how we want to live as Americans. That's just not. This is not okay, guys. And that, I guess that's the reason that the candidates in 2022 are taking this so personally. And I don't mean to flip this to politics, but it kind of is we take it personally, we take it to heart, and we have to, sorry, I'm reading. Someone said, give me a call, but I don't know who it is because it's coming across as Facebook user. So whoever it is, send me a message and I'll get to you. But again, this isn't fair to our kids. Little girls should have to worry about what am I wearing, or how my hair is going to dress, what friend am I going to see today, and did I do my homework? So as Americans, as patriots, let's put this aside and try to give our kids the most normalcy that we can today. And everybody pray that nothing kicks off. Everybody pray that nothing bad happens. And we have to leave it in God's hands, and we have to stand vigilant. I wasn't planning on making this a whole 30-minute podcast, so I'm going to go ahead and get off here. But if you have any messages, comments, all right, Tabitha. For some reason, it came across Facebook user. Weird. Okay, so God bless everybody. Stay safe and have a good day.